Did you know that there's an event on right now that lets you play literally thousands of games for free? We are of course talking about Steam Next Fest, and this is one of the biggest events on the gaming calendar, on the indie game calendar of the year. But you might be asking, well, what is Steam Next Fest? So today we're going to be talking about what Steam Next Fest is and why you should care. In this video, we're going to break it down right to the basics. We're going to talk about what Steam Next Fest is, what Steam is, why it's important, where it is, who can play, all of the information you need to know about what Steam Next Fest is and why you should care will be in this video. All right, let's start this off by talking about what Steam is. So if you're maybe a console gamer or you're just unfamiliar with digital gaming, Steam is the biggest global digital storefront for PC games. It's pretty much got almost a monopoly on selling digital games. So if you're going to buy a PC game, it's most likely going to be on Steam. There are some competitors like Epic Games or GOG or smaller digital storefronts, but Steam is the biggest one. Now, something Steam started to do a few years back is hold events or festivals, and most of these events have some sort of theme. So you might find a storytellers festival, you might find a cooking festival. They just ran a couch co-op festival. There's all sorts of different themed events that they have, and they basically feature games in that genre. Now they have opened it up so publishers and developers can also run these events, so they're not all organized by Steam, but there's a lot of them on, and you will see them in the banners on Steam as well. So when you open up Steam, a lot of the times they're advertised in those banners on your homepage. One of the key events of the Steam gaming calendar is Steam Next Fest. So what is it? Well, Steam Next Fest is a demo event featuring literally thousands of free games for you to try. Game developers will apply to be a part of it and submit a demo that can be accepted into this event. And pretty much it's just a smorgasbord of free games for you to try. So when does this event happen, I hear you ask? Well, it happens 3 times a year. Yes, 3 times. Kind of a little bit odd, but 3 times. So it happens in February, June, and October of each year. The event lasts for 1 week. So it'll last from like Monday to Monday, and pretty much you can just go nuts and play as many demos as you like. The challenging part about Steam Next Fest is that it has rapidly grown over the past few years, going from just a couple of hundred of demos to literally thousands. So it can get really overwhelming trying to figure out what you want to play. A lot of the demos are only there for that week, especially of the really anticipated games. So it can be a bit challenging to work out what to play. A lot of the developers do actually drop their demo just before Steam Next Fest, and a lot of them do leave it up for a couple of weeks after, or some even indefinitely. So it's not like a be all end all. You will still be able to play some of the games you want to after or before, but there are some that are pretty firm on the 1 week thing. Now the cool thing about this is to be able to play these games, to have access, you don't need to do anything. You just need to have a Steam account and you can go on and download as many demos as you like. I would personally recommend just downloading all of the demos that catch your eye, because as I said before, some of them will leave them up after. So if you download them, they'll actually still stay in your game library until the developers take down the demo. So you'll be able to easily tell which ones are still available. Now, the question that is always on everyone's lips, which games will be participating in Next Fest? This is literally the golden question that everyone asks every single time, and sometimes we get advance notice. Some games like to use it to market and advertise, and they will advertise that they're participating earlier than Next Fest. Some will just be like, hey guys, surprise, we've got a demo out right now. So it really depends on the individual game as to whether or not we know before time that they're going to be in the festival. I will say that there is so many games participating that it is highly unlikely that you're not going to find something to play. Whether it's a farming sim or a life sim or a management sim or a tycoon game or a horror game or a survival crafter, like there is literally so many games in the festival. There will be something for you. There will be something for everyone in there. I would highly recommend jumping on the first day of Next Fest and going through and adding them all to your library, seeing what's there. There is a great page. You can sort by genre, you can sort by features like whether or not it's multiplayer, all sorts of different search functionality for you on Steam. So I would highly recommend jumping onto the event page and having a look, adding to your library and going from there. Now you're probably wondering, why is this such a big deal? Why are so many games participating? Why is everyone talking about it? Why are all the content creators yapping away about Steam Next Fest? And that's because Steam Next Fest is one of the biggest online gaming events in the gaming calendar. This is one of the only times you will get to play some of these games before they release. And it is one of the only times you will get to try games before you buy them. So it is very, very valuable as a gamer, particularly if you're on a budget, because you can actually go and try a lot of these games, experience the gameplay, and then you get that real experience of what the game is actually like to play, because it can be really hard to work out what a game is actually going to be like from a trailer or artwork. So this is the single best way to try before you buy. The Steam store has become really oversaturated in the last few years. We've seen the COVID boom, so we're seeing more and more games released, and it is wild out there. It is absolutely wild. It is impossible to keep up with all of the new releases that are coming out these days because there is just too many of them. So this is one of the biggest events for game developers to be able to get their game in front of people. Now, it's really great for game developers to be able to build their wish lists and build their profile of their game and their exposure for their game, but it's also really good for them because it's essentially a giant open playtest where people can come and play and leave feedback. You can review demos on Steam, so it is a really great way for developers to get that really good feedback and that really broad spectrum of feedback from a bunch of different players who wouldn't ordinarily sign up for like a public playtest or an open beta. The other thing is, because it is a Steam hosted event, Steam pushes it. So Steam features it on its front page, and a lot of the games featured in the front kind of pages of Next Fest are games that would ordinarily not receive that type of exposure. It really is one of the most accessible and free ways that indie developers in particular can promote their games before they release, which is really important for the success of the game. And it's really important for growing that wish list. Now, I know a lot of people like to throw out the term wish listed on Steam, a wish list. Why are wish lists such a big deal? Wish listing is probably the single most important thing you can do that is completely free to support a game. The more wishlisted a game, the more likely it is to feature in Steam's algorithm. So it will show up in things like new and trending, popular upcoming, popular demos, those sorts of things, if it has a higher number of wishlists. So wishlisting is really important for games to be able to raise their profiles. It actually doesn't really matter if you intend on buying the game at release or buying it in the future. Wishlisting still does boost the game, so it is the single most important thing you can do, and it's completely free. The other thing about wishlisting is it allows you to get notified about the game. So when you wishlist a game and it then comes out, say 6 months later, you will get a notification that says this game that's on your wish list just released. So it can help you to remember all of these upcoming games that you really want to play, rather than making a list that gets lost and you forget about and then finding out about the game later or missing it altogether. This is a way to kind of keep it all organized within Steam. You'll get those notifications. Once it's released, you'll also get notifications when it goes on sale. It will also show up in your personalized Steam newsfeed, which is the best place to get updates about all the games you care about. So basically, it's just really useful for both you as a gamer and the developers and publishers as well. The other free things that you can do if you really love a game and really want to support it is review the demo. That is so important. Reviewing the demo will help bump the rating of it up and will help inform other players, and it's like a snowball effect. So the more reviews it has, the better the game looks in the algorithm. The other thing that you can of course do is follow the game's pages or the developers' pages on social media. That's also a really great way to keep up to date with the game's development, particularly for upcoming games. So that is another completely free thing that you can do. So that's Steam Next Fest in a nutshell. what it is, why it's important, what you need to know, everything about Steam Next Fest. There is one on currently from the 24th of February to the 3rd of March, so if you're watching this video in that time, go and check out some free demos. They're literally free. Thousands of them on Steam right now. I know I'm going to be very busy this week checking out as many games as I can. Demos are literally the best way to play for free. So if you're in a budget, go and look up some demos, go and try them, and let us know in the comments below what your favorite demos have been or how trying a game has impacted your life. We'd love to know. If you're looking for more indie game recommendations, you can click right here. But until next time, stay caffeinated.